Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Is that visible? So the next one we're doing is Alright. So the next one we're doing is that thoracic stability. So most people are curled forward just from being on a laptop, being on a phone, driving. Everything is essentially anteriorly pulled, tight pecs, weak upper back just disposes you to that. So what we're working on is strengthening the upper back all around the scapulas to pull back, and then also we're gonna try to release the pecs. So yeah, so when you're swimming, ideally you're using your lats, which is one of the strongest muscles, especially in your upper body. But when you're pulled forward and your shoulders are pulled forward, your lats are out of alignment, like a train out of the track. So you have to pull it back in order to then use your lats and have that powerful pull. So I like to start just kind of some curls, and again, everything is focused on shoulders back. So the difference of here versus this. So shoulders back, just do some arm circles to kind of warm up, in and out. The first ones I like to do are just get some release some resistance. So it's pull back, up, and then there. You can even do these on the wall without any resistance, just for the sake of finding that muscle activation. Little snow angels. And then just any kind of posterior pulls where you're really pinching the shoulder blades back on every movement. That's really the key here. So you can do any variation of these and have them organized with like 10 of them or something. Do some kind of thing that's predictable, and then you can kind of build from that. Next one is just, let's see, anterior rotation. So you'll find this firing in the posterior deltoid, right in the back there. That's where a lot of people get hurt. So we're going to strengthen that. Also, everyone's pulling this way. So if you notice the difference of how strong you are here, super strong, versus here, super weak. So don't even bother with the strong side, just work on the weak side. So do those. Again, this is all something I would do before a swim workout. Just activate, get in proper alignment, and then it's just a great time to get in the habit of doing the exercise. But you can do these whenever. So that's just the scapular stability stuff. We can do other stuff that would allow for more swim technical work, but that's not what this focuses on. So then so again, we're strengthening here and we're trying to release here. So I would do a handful of push-ups, whatever is kind of doable. So that was just kind of something quick. So what we're doing is firing the pecs, and then we're gonna release them. So hopefully this angle works. So then we're just gonna essentially stretch the pecs afterwards. So have some mix of bracing your arm and then stretching. And the important part is while you're stretching is pinch those shoulder blades back like you were with the cord. So pull your shoulder blades back and then rotate. That way it's like your back is stretching your pecs. That's gonna allow your pecs to actually release. And play around with rotating your elbow around, because you'll find pinch points or really sticky points where you have much worse mobility. But swimming is essentially this plane is a high elbow here in order to breach the water. So if you're struggling to get here, you're gonna be struggling to swim. So breach there. And then the other one is plant the elbow and then drive forward. And this one you can even fire the glute in order to pull the hips in to rotate. There's another connection there. So engage the core, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then rotate, and then that's there. So then you can, so that's that. And the last thing is essentially it's like active release therapy or technique, ART, where you're essentially mixing up firing the muscle and then releasing it. It's kind of like if you were to have 50 light switches and you were trying to turn off all the lights, it's easier to essentially turn off all of them and then turn them all back on instead of, or try to turn all of them on and then turn all of them off instead of trying to figure out one by one how to do it. It's probably a bad analogy, but you get the gist. So the same plane you were in, and what you're gonna do is find your maximum range of motion, and then almost as if you're pushing the post away from you, you're pushing, you're squeezing your pecs, rotating, and then relax. And then you almost get an extra 1 or 2% of stretch. Hold that for a little bit, and then again, fire. And do the whole range of motion. And then stretch it back out. And that's really the best way to gain gain flexibility, because you're maintaining stability. You can do that on the other side too, but I'm not gonna do that. And then any kind of massage you do, that's helpful. You can even do a similar ART process where you're finding the sticky points and then flexing that, and then like you're pushing your fingers out and then releasing, relaxing, and then in there. The important part is you're always in a relaxed state. If you're tense, and your body's primed, it's in a sympathetic state, you're not going to make any adaptations. So yeah, that's great for working on scapular stability and shoulder alignment. So